Hi, my name's Ruban Neilson and I play guitar in a band called the Mint Chicks, and we've just done some new recordings for a new EP called Bad Buzz, which I think is going to come out next week. At the moment the new EP is going to be released as a limited USB stick, which is designed by me, and it's going to have the EP on it and some extra stuff on there as well. And there's no physical release planned at the moment. It's just a matter of figuring out how we want to do that. You know, what label we want to go on, or whether we want to not have a label, or whether we want to start our own label and distribute that through another label. Or, you know, so we're still working that out now, and we're just making it up as we go along, like always, I guess. People can get the USB stick through a website called musichype.com, and they're a website that just started up and wanted to work with us recently. They kind of give you points for listening to bands on Last.fm and twittering about bands and doing stuff online to do with bands. They track other websites and give you like reward points for supporting your favorite bands, and then you can take those reward points and spend them on music on iTunes, or buy concert tickets with them and stuff like that. And the more significant the thing you do for the band, the more points you get, and you can spend your points on whatever you want. As far as music goes, you don't have to concentrate all your money into one band. You can buy a ticket to this band and then use the points to buy an album for this other band. And I think it's to encourage people to do more stuff for their bands, and also give them some incentive for the stuff they're already doing for the bands that they like, you know what I mean. And so we're helping them launch in February, and they're going to help us put this USB stick out and help us to release the EP in that form. And then the other ways that we're going to release the album are going to be totally down to the decisions we make in the next sort of 2 or 3 weeks, I think.
Is the USB stick quite limited?
Well, initially there'll only be 500, and I mean, if they sell out in the pre-orders or something like that, then they'll probably make another lot. But if we figure out what we're going to do with physical release, or if we decide that we want to make vinyl or whatever, then we'll probably just stop making them, and then those that will be at the 500 that we initially make will be the full run. But I mean, that's another thing that hasn't really been worked out yet. Okay, the recordings, they're all recordings that have been done since we came back to New Zealand a couple of months ago, and we decided we were going to make a record and release it while we were here. And it's all done by me and my brother Cody, just in a house that we were renting in Arkles Bay, and yeah, just produced by us and stuff. And we just got it back from Howie Weinberg, who mastered it, he mastered Craziest Dumb No, and he also mastered, you know, a lot of really big records like Nevermind and, I don't know, Mars Volta, Yeah Yeah Yeahs, Curtis Blow, I don't know, just everything really. But he's really great. So that's kind of like the last thing that we do. We kind of don't mind paying for one of the biggest masters in the world, because we do everything ourselves and we save so much money doing that. It's kind of nice to have a big time guy like him kind of put the final touches on it. So that's the way it's gonna sound, I guess. And yeah, I don't know, there's not much to talk about with the recording. We just bought Pro Tools for our laptops and just set up a bunch of mics in the garage and just did what we usually do, I guess. Yeah. The sound of the record, I guess, is a little bit transitional, sort of. I think it's hard to really, it's not, you know, I feel like Fuck the Golden Youth has a very a very definite sound, and then Craziest Dumb No has a sort of slightly maybe less definite sound, but still kind of generally like shiny and clean pop kind of sound. And then, to me anyway, and then Screens has a certain sound. We went out of our way to do that on this EP. It's not really like that. We have there are some things about it that are a lot like Screens, and there are some things about it that are a kind of maybe a bit more hi-fi. It's kind of weird because Screens was done in a lot of famous studios, and like we kind of spent a little bit of money mixing it and stuff, and we used some kind of big studio gear to do some of the mixing on Screens. But when we come back to New Zealand, we kind of made it a more pop again, like Craziest Dumb No maybe. But the weird thing is that it's just funny to make a pop record in your garage or in your bedroom or whatever, and then kind of be making something that's a little bit more of an indie record in a studio that has had hit records made in it. So yeah, I think the sound of it is going to be, there's one particular track that sounds like it probably could have been on Screens, and the rest of it is it's all kind of different. It's all pretty eclectic, I think. It's just I think it's a bridge between Screens and what we're gonna do next, probably. Yeah. And it's, no, I guess that's all I can really say about it. There's still a big '60s influence on what we've done at the moment, but it's also a lot less kind of lo-fi and I don't know, a little bit more punchy and radio friendly or something than Screens. So yeah, that's probably all I can say about it, really. Stuff, and people were saying it's the death of the music industry and all that, and now it's like past that point. People are kind of accepting now that CDs are going to become, you know, just not a part of our culture, you know, not as much of a part of our culture as they were. So now, but now everybody is kind of like swinging over the other way, where it's like they want to, everybody's just, you know, the online marketing gurus and people like that are just like, you know, open the doors, like let everyone into your house to steal everything. And now that's like becoming sort of the battle cry, and it's not really valid, because I think it comes from the idea that from a musician's point of view, all I can see is that people think that, you know, if a plumber comes around to your house and he's going to fix the pipes, nobody expects him to do it for free. Like, nobody expects anything to happen for free. So I think the idea is that recorded music, because for me one of the things I really like doing is recording music, you know, as opposed to playing live. Playing live's cool, and you know, people come to the show and they pay to get in, and that's cool. And then, but also when you make an object for someone to listen to, then you want there to be some way that that person can actually buy it and then enjoy it, rather than just get it for free and then not really care about it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think that if there were two ways that things are going, like one way is like the album is dying, or another way is that recorded music as a thing that you buy is becoming a niche that only like an underground few will be interested in. I'd rather go with the underground few and make something for them rather than